We gotta get going here because something is in the air and it's not the smell of grease, it's rubber. Burned rubber from FC2 and FC1 earlier today. We are here in COTA for a brand new track in the United States of America. And holy cow, it's gonna be a good one. I say that every time, but of course, you know I mean it. We are doing a sprint race format, which is a little bit different than what we usually do. We haven't had one since, oh man, when was the last one we've had one? I don't even remember. Was it Shanghai? I don't even know. I'm here by myself this time. Unfortunately, our co-commentator could not make it. And why can't we teleport to Blip here? There we go. Okay. So here is how qualifying is going to work. We already we have them all lined up on the outside of turn 1 instead of in the pit lane. They're lined up on the outside of turn 1. The reason is, in the sprint race format we have here, they only have 1 lap to set their time. That's it. Literally 1 lap. Okay, mess it up and you're sent to the very, very back of the grid. But if you do it just right enough, then you could possibly get lucky and get pole position. We've got plenty of names here, and I believe we're using a new form of loneliness, which means drivers can't see each other. So you may see them all jump together at the same time, or maybe not. As 2A, I think, is just practicing, it looks like. Got lots of names here. You can see on the right there. Those are some more. Pringo's cool. Juge, Larsakala, New Kato, Onsets, Adams, of course, always here. Omega Miz, Minecraft, Atomy, Demon Addict, Brecky, Nereb, Castlebricks, Comfy Vibes. All made it. Plus plenty of others. We can't see. I mean, you want to read that name out, the guys? What does that say? Exactly. So everyone will actually release at the same time, set 1 lap. So here we go. Get about ready to go. Hall RPG says, how do you join? Join the server. fc1.frosthex.com is what you need to do. And you need the But Utils mod as well. And here we go. We got to get somebody out of the way. There goes Sarah Pizza. Here they go. So they're all going to start at the same time. They only have 1 lap. They can't see each other. But it's the first time we've used loneliness in FC1 here. So you'll see them all going down. We can compare their fastest times. So here we go. Don't mess up turn 1. We don't have time to talk about the track because we're going. There's a block stop that's possible, or people will go way too wide there. A lot of people messing up, but it looks like Castle, Lairs, Iltis, and more, Gaber are all in this front pack here. These are going to be the ones who are trying to start the pole position. As Castleberg's going to take an early lead here to the first few turns. He's going to make it through the chicane, the famous chicane, of course, of COTA. But looks like Iltis is actually getting a little bit faster time through there. Let's see how they keep going through. Not too bad from Iltis there. He's going to take the fastest time so far for the first sector. It's a long track, this one. It's about 2 minutes long for the fastest drivers. Now, we can expect maybe 2:10s to be the average here between most of the drivers, though. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Ani 2:06s, 2:05s out here for this one-shot quali. Iltis still has this. Lairs has kind of fallen off. There's Demonac and Juge trying to catch up. They're trying to challenge for this pole position, but Iltis has it right now down the back straight. One of the hardest turns we have coming up is quite an interesting one. There's a falling wall tap, alternatively also a block stop, but I think most drivers will take the turn normally. You can see Iltis is going to go for it. He does a really good job. Somebody doesn't make it right. That is huge. Does not. So Iltis is taking this one by far right now. Demonac trying to catch up a little bit, but he's still got a long ways to go. Last few turns here. The easiest sector is definitely the 3rd sector here. So a lot of work to be done. You just can't mess it up for Iltis there, trying to hold on to that pole position. The rest of them coming through. There's New Kato. Castlebricks has fallen off, especially from that first sector from him. It was really good, but seems to have not done well in the second. There's a collar behind. There's Comfy Vibes coming from the back. You see the rest of them coming through. There's Omega, Nereb, and Adam all trying to fight for a spot further down the order. Looks like P6 or so. Well, here we go. Iltis more way off ahead. Look at the gap he's made to everybody else. He for sure will get a fast time here. As you can see, his time ticking up there in the bottom. It's going to be a 2:05, 2:06. What is it? 2:07 flat for him. That's the time to beat. Doesn't look like anyone else is going to beat it as expected, but Demon Addict seems to have taken the 2nd spot. Juge, Echo, Adam is actually going to be in the 5th position now. As Satomani actually jumps up into 4th, so it looks like he started his lap a little bit later than everyone else. As the rest of the drivers coming through. Oh my gosh, it's so fast through here. But, yeah, there you go. There's Walta, Azurin, and Bora as well. There is... What a qualifying session, eh? What a qualifying session. That's how quick it can be with this new loneliness mode. And it's experimented first here in COTA. So brand new to FC Racing, and we'll definitely look and see if this is what we want for future one-shot qualies. As for now, though, Iltis will take the top time. 207 flat. Can he continue something like this in the sprint race? So, the sprint race is going to be 3 laps long. You take the positions from this list here. So Iltis is going to start on pole. Demonetic in second. Juge in third. Take those positions and then move them out. Let's actually boost this up a bit. There we go. So you can see the whole track. There's your full grid order. We missed a lot of names, but it's really fast. Oh, it looks like we have a second heat going. Seems to be 2-8 included actually there. Paul reaches the Circuit of the Americas 24. This doesn't work. It should work. Circuit of the Americas 2024. There is the TT. Here's the second heat. All good. It's fine. We saved a lot of time by doing one massive heat. So here we go. So an extra 3 members have been added just barely to the end here. Harry Pizza, 2818, and Gabe TM. Hollow RPG, if you want to, if you need to get added, just type in chat and say I want to get added, and they will find your name and add you quickly. You will, unless you get added in the next 10 seconds or so, you'll be starting from the back in the sprint race, which isn't the worst because you have the sprint race and the feature race to go. So that's what's going on here. By the way, guys, I am fully aware of F1 conflicting. There's not much we can do. There's only so much time in the day that we can get the Europeans and Americans awake at the same time. That time is now. So apologies, but here we go. So second round of qualifying is underway. 2-8 and 32 Nova are the names I'm looking at. They could try and snipe away the time from Ilta Zamora. 207 flat is what they're after, especially 2-8 here looking. So he's going to start it off. Like I said before, turn 1 is one of the harder turns. You got to get the braking just right. We'll see 2-8 actually does a really good job. All 3 drivers, or all 4 actually, sorry, do a really good turn 1 there. So they're all going to fight for possibly a top spot here for the sprint race. 2-8 though already taken off a little bit. Clearly ahead of the pack through the first 2 turns. As we go through the chicane, just got to get as close as you can to the wall without scraping it to the edge of the track. And it looks like 2-8 is doing a great job of that. The other driver's following behind. And yeah, so it looks like 2-8 will be... Whoa, little lag spike there. Hopefully that was just on my end. If not, it'd be unfortunate for these guys to get through. We can see the driver slowly a little bit separating out a bit. So 32 Nova is the one right behind 2-8 here. 207 flat is the one to beat. All drivers here. Oh, little mess up. Nova slips up on the exit of the turn, and now he's going to get punished so much. So much for that one. And now the gap between 2-8 and anybody else is so massive that we can't keep them both on the same screen. 2-8 is going to go for the falling wall tap. Does he get it? He gets it right. A little slow on the exit, but I think it works out well for him. Gabe TM kind of misses. The rest of the other 2 drivers seem to have taken the turn just normally and have caught up to Gabe TM just a little bit. Let's take a second look back at 2-8. Only a few turns left to go. Like I said earlier, this is the easiest sector of the track. Ooh, I think he scraped a little bit there. Keep an eye on his time there. 135, 136, counting up to a 7, of course. Time to beat. I believe he may have the... he may be able to do this. With this pace I'm seeing from him, he's hitting these turns pretty dang well. No issues except for maybe that falling wall tap. A little slow on the exit. We go to the last turn. Don't slip up here. You could get out just well enough. There we go. So 2-8's going to get through just fine. You can see the timer counting up. Is he going to get a 207? It's looking like it. He will get a 206.6. So 2-8 will take the top spot away from Iltis from the second round of quali. Gabe TM 32 Nova finished with 210s each. Actually only a 10th away from each other. Harry Pizza 213. So not too great from him. There's the updated. There we go. Leaderboard. Iltis only moved down to second along with everybody else. Gabe TM slots into 9th and 32 Nova in 10th there. So there you have it. Guys, so I'm aware that apparently the race is starting. The F1 race is starting. People want to see the race start. Wait for F1 first. Or do we just run? Or we just run? first wheel isn't free. Laser doesn't care. Okay, well, we're just gonna roll them. 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh, I said that global. Whatever. Wow, we gotta roll though. We gotta roll. Okay, so now, yeah, it's quite rushed, isn't it? So next up, guys, the first wheel isn't free. The first wheel isn't free, unlike F1, FC1. Ugh. There you go. I don't push. Whatever. All right. So next is the sprint race, which will start in 90 seconds now, or we'll load up in 90 seconds or so. We'll have three laps, no pits for the sprint race. Okay. After the sprint race, we'll have the full feature race. So this does count towards part of qualifying. You do not get points in the sprint race, but your position can improve. The results of the sprint race will determine your order for the full feature race. And it's super important to get a good position here, especially the run into turn 1 is quite tricky. And if you get stuck behind a lot of back markers, or not back markers, a lot of other people during that first turn, it could spell disastrously, especially with such a high speed turn 1. So, see if any of the drivers are practicing. There's Nova. Really big mistake there on one of the turns. He's going to be wanting that one back. He's going to have to start 11th, I'm pretty sure. So, he's going to want it back. He's going to try and do his best into turn 1 here for the race. You can see a little bit of practice there. He's going to try and go for that block stop. Looks like right there, but he really underestimated it. But here we go. So, 10 seconds, we'll load up the grid. We'll run down the order real fast. So that way we can get it just because qualifying was so quick. We didn't get to see out everyone's names. We only saw the top times. Turn getting in right at the very last second. Good job. So here we go. Let's run down the order for the sprint race. So on the top position, 2818, right behind Iltis and Moore from the first qualifying session. Demonatic will slot 3rd. Juge 4th. Satumni back at it again. 5th place for him. Echo Evil in 6th. Adam Apple will stay in 7th, right behind his favorite, rival, Brecky, who now starts 7th. Everyone moved up a position, it seems like. Gabe TM is in next for 8th position. 32 Nova, 9th position. Big mistake there. New kid, we didn't see much of him, but he will start 10th. Larry Zakala will be in 11th. Good first sector for him, but didn't save onto it. Missing Comfy Vibes in 12th position. We'll see if he gets joined back in. Omega Miz is back. 13th position for him. Mind Crime. Castle Bricks, Narab in 15th. Harry Pizza in 16th. Jelisha and Milk will take 17th and 19th, sorry, 18th, 19th. Samuel is new here. He'll take 20th. Beating out Onsuts and Gabriel Live, 20 and 21st. T-Bosh, 22nd. Walter will be in 24th, excuse me. Kurt Rain, 25th. He's back. Sure saw him, one of our longest standing drivers here in FC2. Ashern, we're missing a lot, but Demon the Kong, Nug Frog is new. Johnny Up, Timo, Kewo, Eternal Win, and Satomni actually is the one who got moved back, all the way to the back. He chose to be so in the sprint race. So here we go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Here we go. So the sprint race is going to get underway here in just a second here as the countdown will go off. 2-8 will lead us into turn 1. What is going to happen here? A lot of shakeup could be happening, especially in the back grid. So know your position is not safe here, especially in the Circuit of the Americas. So here we go. Lights out. Away we go. 2818 is going to send it into turn 1 as the rest of the drivers are going to have to find room and careful not to get bumped by the slow. Somebody already messes up. It's Echo Evil falling way down the order. Oh, it's terrible news from him as the rest of the drivers make it through pretty well except for T-Bosh. Tommy already making up plenty of positions from this back spot. He's moved up to 19th or so. Actually, he's getting a lot of positions. The rest of them still fighting for positions, but 2818 is going to be the one to take the top spot. Adam Zappa looks like has taken back into 3rd position from that 6th position from him earlier. And he's fighting with Juge right now for that spot there. For 3rd position. Juge looks like a little late of an exit there for Adam. He's going to have to fight now with 32 Nova, who's had a much better start than he did earlier in qualifying. So 32 Nova trying to find his way around Adam here with Adam's big mistake. Keep an eye out on 28 though, because he is leading this race by a wide margin already. Demon Addict far behind right now. Juge, Adam, and 32 Nova are your top 5 right now. Iltis Zamor came from 2nd, but has fallen down to 6th. Not too great from him. Or excuse me, 5th, I believe. No, 6th. Gabe TM, Nerv there. Echo Evo has actually recovered from that terrible mistake before the first turn. He's back up to 9th now, but still not what he could have been doing as the rest of the drivers are slowly spread out. Eternal Wind, great start from him. He's in 10th now from 2nd to last there. Impressive work from him. Brecky, not the start he wanted. He's only in 11th right now. He's trying to catch up to Adam there, I think is his goal. Is that Mega Man's Mind Prime fighting for that 13th spot? As Echo, mega mistake there from him. But what's this? Who's this over here? New Kiddo, big mistake. He's going to have to come back out on the track, dropping many positions. He's now in 17th position for New Kiddo. Followed by Jelisha right behind. Shurjan Sam getting his work done. The experience is working for him. Jelisha, big mistake. Looks like he got bumped or something. Into the turn there. He's going to lose lots of positions now. 22nd for him. As Gaber has seemed to have messed up. Let's take a look back at the front end. We look... Oh, that's not where I want to go. Demonatic has actually... We missed it earlier, but looks like Demonatic has taken the top spot from 2-8. My guess is he messed up the wall tap there and has given the position up to Demonatic, so Demonatic will take the lead of this race. We've got 2 more laps to go. 1 lap down, 2 more to go here in the Circuit of the Americas. Demonatic holding on to that top spot. Great work from him, getting that big overtake. It's really important to hold the top spot here in this sprint race because everything matters at the race start for the feature races. Juge follows through. It's spreading out a little bit, except for this group here. Adam's going to try and get past Iltis, and he does. 32 Nova is still in contention, though. And man, Iltis is just trying to work his way around. He can't seem to figure it out here, getting past Adam 32 Nova. But these guys are still at it for this 4th and 5th spot here. The whole lap has gone. They've gone it together, and they just continue to do it through here for the first sector of lap 2. But onto some more challenging turns here. We're going to enter the back straight here in just a minute with this sharp turn here. Let's see who can hit the block stop, who's going to miss it, who's going to go wide, and it looks like 32 Nova is going to be the one who misses it. Iltis and we're going to try and get into it, but Adam's safe ahead. Iltis and we're trying to look around. He is in the limbo spot, so he can try and make a move down this back straight. Of course, it is one of the trickier turns here with the falling wall tap or the block stop, or to play it safe and go just around normally. So we'll see what choices these guys make. Looks like Nova's going to go around normally. Iltis going for the wall tap, but it doesn't save enough time. Still not enough for between these two. They're trying to reel it out of him. I think they're both actually stuck right behind him. You can see their real position is right where the lightning rod is, so they're right on his tail. So any mistake from Adam may cost either of these two as well, as they are dead even, locked right now for P5. Very consistent from both of these drivers so far. As we go to the 3rd sector, lap 2, and we can send it through. So Adam is holding off those two. Juge is having an easy time here, but 2-8 and Demonatic are actually... 2-8 seems to have caught up. We're going to start it the 3rd lap and final lap of the sprint race with these guys right next to each other. Only 3/10 separate these two. You can see 2-8 set a much faster lap this last one. He was 3/10 faster than Demonatic on the 2nd lap of the sprint race. And he's trying to fight it through turn 1. He's losing it just a little bit, though. He's got to be so careful, but he wants that pole position. Oh, this is dangerous for 2-8. He's got to be so careful here through the chicane here. As 2-8 trying to get around Demonatic. Much better turn, but he loses on the next one. 2-8 falling out of contention. He's got to get a lot better if he wants to get around Demonatic's ghost here. It's not looking good. Demonatic barely holding on. Great job from Demonatic there. Holding on to that top spot here. 2-8 though. Still sniffing out. Oh no, he gets bumped. Here comes more drivers. It's... Oh, I don't know who that is. He's not in the race, but Juge. Juge is seeing that action. Might want to get involved here, but I think it's all about done here for Demonatic staying ahead. He's now 4 seconds ahead. You surely got this one in the bag as we look further down. Looks like Iltis has won over 32 Nova by quite a margin. Maybe mistakes here from Ferrari. Let's TP Ferrari out. I don't know what... there we go. Let's get him out of here. Oh, he's gone. Well, one of the cases, this front group has spread out just enough where it doesn't seem to be any issues. But let's take a look back here. Nerv and Gaber for this 10th and 9th position, I think. Yes, it is. For 9th spot between these two. Coming down the back straight. Who's going to take a risk? Who's going to play it safe? Pretty good from each of them. Oh, a little wide from Narab, so Gaber's going to take that spot. Echo's trying to look down the inside, but not fast enough there. A little too far ahead Narab is to try and get that position. Keep an eye. Oh, we got to take a look at Juge here. He is right next to 2-8 now for the second spot. Can 2-8's amazing pole position lap from the second round of qualifying only result in a third place finish? We'll have to find out. Last turn here, can he hold on? Oh, two different laps from each of them, but I think he's going to do it. I think 2-8 has barely hang on to that second spot. He's going to be disappointed that he didn't get the first, but thankful he did not get that third spot. Just barely from Juge. So there you go. Adam finished fourth position, Iltis in fifth, as it's pretty easy sailing for 32 Nova and Brecky, as Omega Miz will start in eighth. Gaber, Narab, and actually we have a duel between these two, Minecraft and Echo, and I think it's going Echo's way. It does, by only a 10th between those two. Oh my gosh, 14th for Samuel. Good race from him, considering it's his first. Beating Eternal Wind, 15th. New Kiddo in 16th. Larsakala, not a great start from him. He's going to want that one back. 19th spot for him. T-Bash in 20th. Curry Pizza 21st from the second round of qualifying. Kurt Rain will be in 22nd as the rest of them come through. Jenny 23rd. Gaber Live, only 24th for him. Jelisha, not too great showing from him, only 25th. And Milken 26th. There you go. We didn't mention here. Here's Walta coming through. 28th position from him. Well, there you go. There's the top 28 drivers, and I believe we still have a few left. Yes, Damon the Kong and Surge of Som. Oh, poor news from Surge. I don't really know what happened to Surge there. He had a great qualifying, but seems to have not fallen through in the certain race. It's okay. He's got one more race start to really shake things up. Hopefully he can get a little bit lucky and earn himself more positions than he wants in 20th. Or, excuse me, what did he get? 28 something. Damon the Kong here, 30th place right there. As, the last few drivers coming in. Nugfrog, 31st. Kyle will mess up the last turn, but he's going to hold on to 32nd. I believe that might be the end of our sprint race there with Kyle coming in. 32nd position. There you go. There's the results of your sprint race. Demonetic on top there. Big mistake from 2-8, which we presume was in the falling wall tap. Earned Demonetic the pole position, but 2-8 barely holds on to Juge for that second spot. Adam will be in fourth. Ilter's in 1-6. So, let's message Laser. Take 5. Take 5, everybody. We will start the full feature race in 5 minutes. Get your extra little bit of practice in. You know, fix out those little mistakes that you made, maybe in turn 1. Figure out what went wrong or what went well, these drivers. And if, of course, you're wanting to join, you still can. You need to get on the server. It is... Where is the IP? It's somewhere in my messages. There we go. fc1.frostx.com. Join that server. You need to use the BU mod. There you go. It didn't go. But you need the BU mod to go up blocks, which I haven't mentioned if you're new. Yes, we have mods that let you go up blocks. And you can get situated on the grid. You will start in the back, though, and it's kind of fun starting from the back. Not going to lie. A lot of people choose to do it, including Satomni, who wanted to start back in the sprint race. So there you go. We got saying in chat, Larry Sakala, he's here. He says, I got Mario Karted on the first chicane. 6 of 20th with like 6 guys bumping me in a row. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one here. It's certainly a track where it only feels like it's a bad race start, except if you get, you can have an average one or a bad one. It's weird to have a good race start without other people having really unlucky bumps or anything like that. So it's a different track, this one, and it's much different than we had last year, which was a much shorter track, flatter track, and a much more simple track. But this one, a lot more complicated, a lot harder with a lot of these turns. There's block stops, falling wall tap nonsense. It's challenging. It looks easier than the other ones, but certainly there is challenge here. And one thing to note is that during race pace, you might see laps between 207 208 from the top drivers. The difference between those makes a lot in that first turn. A good turn 1 versus a bad turn 1 can be up to 6 tenths. And that's not even messing up the first turn. If you mess up, you're losing seconds. So Make sure you get that one right. Don't bump on the straights. And certainly get the pace going. Don't make any mistakes. And I think you could find yourself in a really good position here if you don't make mistakes. In this race, there's 32 drivers, right? Don't make mistakes. I'm guessing you're going to be in a top 10 spot. No matter your pace. Just don't make a mistake and you'll be top 10. By mistake, I'm meaning no free wheel. No free wheels, guys. Not an FC2. It's too chaotic anyways. There's too much. Goes here. He says that Tommy had an insane sprint. I'm watching his POV right now. Yes, he did. He started in the very, very back. And where did he end up? 13th spot. And he was in a really good spot right off the bat on turn 1. We saw briefly where he was situated. Passed all those guys before even the first turn. So impressive work from Satomani. We know what he can do. We've seen it in Monza. We've seen it everywhere, it seems like, from Satomani. So keep an eye out for him. He could swipe away a top spot here. It's going to be challenging for him considering 2-8 and Demon Attic have really taken off in pace here. But I think Satomani may have it here. As for people like Larsakala, he's going to want that sprint back. Not a good showing from him. He's going to want big overtakes in this race start, but it's going to be a lot up to chance there. He's just going to have to get a little bit lucky there in order to, fight for a good spot. It all matters in that race start. A lot does. So keep an eye out for that, drivers. Make sure your race start is locked in. But yeah, we've got a great new track here for COTA. Brand new for today. It was actually finished on Friday this year, or this week. Sorry, this year would also make sense. Friday this week when it was done. So it's a little bit different of a practice schedule for a lot of these drivers, where usually they get the whole week to practice on the track. But this time around, it's only 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and of course, the early mornings of Sunday today. So a little bit of different schedule here, and that's why I think a lot more mistakes are happening, especially in the FC1 race earlier, between the top drivers, where usually people have it on lockdown, very little mistakes. So different story here, different ways to navigate, and certainly a race to be remembered. But it's just about to get started, isn't it? 30 seconds to go as we line the drivers up on the grid here. And welcome, everybody. Welcome, Voidster, Pringo. That we got ratioed in FC1. Indeed so. I don't want to talk about my performance as we're here for FC2, but I can safely tell you that it was not that great. I'm not very happy with it. That you can find out on Adam's stream replay there. But here we go. Last bit of practice these drivers are trying to get before we load them up on the grid. So here we go. Let's run down the order real quick. From the top spot, first row, Demon Attic edges out 2818 on that impressive overtake. We didn't get to see, but 28 holds off. Actually, looks like Adam is going to move into third. I think we've had a shake-up here. Elders and Moore will start fourth in that second row. Third row. Third to Nova. Up next, Brecky and Omega Miz. Brecky, not too great of a start, but he managed to hold it off and brought him back up to sixth. Omega Miz gave TM in eighth. Narib will start ninth, I believe. There we go. Mind Crime. Satomani is going to start in the 11th spot from the sprint race. Samuel will be in 12th. Eternal Win, 13th. New Kiddo, 14th. Similar spot where he started the sprint race. Let's hopefully he can bring a little bit more after that mistake. Castlebricks, 15th. Onset is back. He's 16th. Didn't see him over there. There's Larsakala messing with his head. He's 17th. T-Bosh, 18th. Harry Pizza from Q2 made it up 19th. Kurt Rain. Now for some the newer drivers. Jenny Yap, Gabriel are 22nd. Not jealous of, though. Seems to have made big mistakes there in the sprint race as well. Milk will be in 24th. Asherin, 25th. Walto, been around for a while. Still 26th position. Shurzasam, 27th. He's also been here a while. Demon the Kong, pretty new there. And Nug Frog, 29th. And with Kwu in 30th. A lot of empty drivers. But these are the ones who have been added to the very, very back. Captain Chunks will start 36th. Ferrari F15. We briefly saw him impede a little bit in the sprint race. Next Simon got added. Juge and Laserslav will be added to the back to be 37th, 38th, 39th, and 40th. Let's it go, as they say. Boogity, 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 right? Yeah. Here we go. So the COTA race will start here. the Grand Prix. Here we go. Lights out. Away we go. Really was that one up. But Demon Addict will send us off into turn 1. 2-8's going to want that one back. He had it in the qualifying. Let's see if he can hold on to it through turn 1. Adam, great turn from him. He's going to fight for that spot 2, actually, from the 3rd row. Demon Addict still holding on. Brecky there and Gaber, but Satomny trying to get through. He's moved up another position. Laris had a much better start here. Iltis, not too great. Oh, Adam and Iltis both get bumped. They're falling way down the order. Surgesam as well had a better start, but not that great of a turn afterwards. As the rest gets cast through here. Next, Simon moving up positions. He's in 28th now, but not too much. He gets bumped there. Laser getting up a few, but not that much either. So 2-8 will lead us off. We got to take a look at the lead of this race here because 2-8 is battling Demon Addict for that top spot. He has managed to pull off right in front of Demon Addict. Slight mistake there maybe from Demon Addict to get 2-8 in front there. But of course, block stops and turns can really change the name of this game in an instant as they lead us off. Gabe Team and Omega Miz are actually going to be the ones fighting for this 4th spot. Good work from them. And there's Satomny again. Look at that. He started 11th and now he's in 6th position. Of course, put himself on the back of qualifying, moving himself plenty of positions in the sprint, but now he's trying to go for the gold here. Trying to get to that top spot as we go down into the following wall tap. 2-8 and Demon Addict do good. Omega Miz not too great, so Satomny gets punished for it too. The rest of the drivers go a little bit wide to avoid Mindcrime, a little too wide. Now he's going to fight with 4 other drivers. Look at all of them, all in limbo with each other, trying to find room here, and there's just none of it. They're all stuck behind these 2 drivers who are also in limbo. Onsets and Larsakala trying to get around here. Trying to get around Satomny, who's actually going to be dropping behind Omega Miz a little bit there in that 6th spot there. So, but look at this here. Brecky's leading this pack right now. Gotta be so careful through this next spot. Who's going to go into the pits here? Surely one of these 4 drivers will, because you do not want to get into this for too long. It's so dangerous to be in there. Just like there's Mindcrime losing so many positions. He get bumped again by Adam. Watch out for Iltis as well. And T-Bosh. Oh, so many positions lost. And there we go. There's somebody entering the pits. This is the only one from the front group. Only one from the top 10 is Brecky entering the pits. Impressive that no one is going through the pit lane. Iltis and Ferrari F15 are also going to the pits. Very small amounts of pitting here. As, yeah, the front group has kind of separated themselves out. Satomny, though, is trying to find his way. Yeah, he's not the pace that we've seen before against Omega Miz here, but maybe Omega Miz has just a really fast pace here through this first sector. Where's the drivers coming through? There is Onsets and Larsakala for the 7th and 8th position between those 2. Lars trying to get around, had a terrible sprint race, but he's bringing it back here for the feature race, and it's super important. We got 8 laps, so not a very long one, and we're already 2 laps in. So it's going to be pretty quick here, but yeah, Lars trying to get around. It looks like he's got the edge so far, but it's not over yet. We're going to have to pay attention to the blocks. There's, big bite there from Satomny. Not that great. He's going to actually get into this fray a little bit. He's falling down a little bit. Lars and Onsets have caught Satomny up, and now it's going to be a 3-way fight for this now 6th position. No, 6th position between these 3. Any mistakes up front? Doesn't look like it. They all make it through. Satomny had the best turn there. I think he got a good block stop there. Somebody messes up. Somebody also goes wide. It's Chaos in the back. That's Adam, New Kiddo, and Nereb, who lost a lot more time than the rest of those 2. So here we go. There's a battle between these 2 content creators, of course, Adam and New Kiddo. Both got their way into ice boat racing in different ways. Of course, Adam started his content with the boat racing, and New Kiddo has entered his way in from outside. So different strategies in terms of content, but similar strategies here in terms of racing. These guys both on a similar idea here with these turns here. I wonder if either of them are going to pit here coming up to this next turn. The front group are really reluctant on pitting, except for Satomny here. He's going to go in. A little mistake on the entrance. No, looks like these 2 are not. They're going to fight it out. Eternal Wind's going to fall back into this. But we got to take a look at the front as well, because Demon Addict just at the fastest lap of the race. That's a 2:07.5 from him. He's trying to catch up to 2:8, but I don't think he's got it yet. He's got to get a little bit lucky here. There's not too long of a race to do this in. We're already on lap 3 of 8, so drivers need to be really quick on their pace here for these 8 laps, because if you don't, it could be punishing. It doesn't look like anything too much happening from there. Omega Miz and 32 Gilo are neck and neck here for this 5th spot as well. Once again here, so Larsakala, you can see him trying to watch this battle from behind, maybe try and get an advantage from these two, fighting it out, defending. But all even Stevens between these two so far. Lexicol actually catching up to this group a little bit, but I think he's going to have to wait for an opportunity as 13 Nova just getting a little bit ahead there. Let's see what they can do through this turn here. Entering the back straight. It's even between those two, but I think Nova just had a better exit, just barely. A little bit more. I'm sorry, we should have cool mode on. There we go. That sounds better. But yeah, 13 Nova just barely staying ahead. Omega Miz just behind. Keep an eye on that gap between 2-8 and Demon Attic. It's actually getting closer, so we got to take a look back at it. There we go. They're so close now. Any mistake could be dangerous between these two. 2-8 holding on to the top spot here. Neither of them wanted to pit, and I think that's interesting, considering we're almost halfway through the race already with 2-8. And I think the person who's in second, which right now currently is Demon Attic, should try and go for an undercut and pit earlier to try and outpace the other. But he seems to be reluctant so for these last 2 laps. I'm curious to see what his move is this time around as we go through. Now he's staying out again. I really don't know if that's the move, Demon Attic, because now you're stuck behind him another lap, and that's only making things harder for you. Interesting, but between these two, they've separated out about 4.7 seconds to our next driver, Gabe TM, who passes Omega Miz. He's going to the pits, along with Adam and Eternal Wind. Let's take a look at those guys going in. There they are now. Actually, where did Eternal Wind go? There he is. And T-Bosh enter the pits here on the end of lap 3. But yeah, pretty sparse here. I'm expecting a lot of drivers going to be pitting towards the end of this race, considering no one's going in too much right now, as we shake up the order a little bit. But keep in mind, every driver has to complete at least 2 pit stops during the race, and you cannot pit on the very end of the last lap. Otherwise, you're shortcutting a little bit. So they need to pit. If you don't pit at all, right, the last chances you're going to get are at the end of lap 7 and 6. So there you go. So they should all be getting their pits done by then, as we see Demon the Kong here trying to go for the wall tap. Doesn't really land it too well. Let's take a look at I believe Larissa Kala. Oh, big bite there. That's a huge mistake. He was in a contention with 32 Nova, but he's fallen all the way down. Now he's dropped to 6th position now. Getting overtaken by Onsets there. Yeah, interesting shakeup between this race and previous races. We've had some newer names that don't really get top podiums too much, like Gabe TM, 32 Nova, Onsets. Could be looking at, getting the first podiums of the season. But so far, they have to do a lot of work, as 2-8 and Demon Attic have got those first 2 on lockdown. And the rest are just going to fight for that 3rd spot here. As things slowly separate out a bit. But Gabe TM holding on that 3rd spot. He's definitely gapped himself between those behind him, like 32 Nova. You can see the gap on the right. 4.4 seconds separate Gabe TM from the one behind, 32 Nova. But he's also losing time to those in the top 2 spots. And considering his pace for these first half of the race, I don't think it's very likely that he can catch up at this rate to those top 2 spots. So he's going to try and defend as much as he can to that 3rd spot. And he's doing well at it right now, making big gaps to 32 Nova there. As Larissa Kala is actually going to enter the pits here. I'm so surprised no one's entering the pits too much here. But yeah, he goes past Juge and Nereb are fighting for position here. This is for 9th spot, now 8th position, now 7th position actually, with Mindcrime actually here as well. So it looks like we've lost somebody to Nereb, has seemed to have bumped between the first turn and the start line there. Fortunate for him, he's going to leave it up as they get stuck behind Demon the Kong here, who's done 1 pit and is already a lap down. He's currently 30th, so Juge gonna have to find his way around. He does so beautifully with the chicane. Just really good overtake from him as there we go. There's a mistake there from Demon the Kong. Nereb's got to watch out. Seems to have done it well enough. There we go. Let's take a look at the front pack here. These two are still only separated by less than 2 seconds. Nothing's changed so far, except they are running into some back markers here. They're both doing great on these falling wall taps. 2818 holding on As Demonic trying to get around a back where there's Captain Chunks there, and he does so well enough. There we go. That's ahead for him. Keep an eye on that gap. 1.45 seconds. 1.5 now between those two. So a little bit different from earlier in the lap. But we are getting down to the end of the race already. It's a shorter race. 8 laps compared to the FC1's 13. So quite a bit shorter to get things going quickly. But 2-8, holding on. Which one of these guys are going to pit? You got to pit now, Demonatic. You got to. Right? There he goes. All right, he's made his choice. I think this is a choice he should have made a while ago, but it's still working in his favor, I think. Better late than never, as those behind him are also into the pits. That's Captain Chunks and Gabe, who's going to jump him in the pit lane. Huge save from them right there. Little trick you can do to, in the pit lane is jump over others as they will go through. Let's see where Demonatic will end up. He's going to try and make the big undercut. He's got a few laps to do it, as he's going to go in pits. We can see he picks up 2 seconds flat. That's pretty fast from him. There's Gabe TM falling right behind, and the rest of them coming through. There's onsets as well, but they come out with plenty of air, looks like, as the drivers find themselves separated out. Who do we have on top here? So Juge is right behind Demonatic. Of course, Juge is actually in 4th position right now with no pits. Demonatic is in 5th with only 1 pit. So the difference between these two, Demonatic is far ahead with if everyone does their pits, but he still has to overtake Juge for position here. So different strategies between these two. Demonatic hoping he can get past them quickly enough to try and challenge 2-8 for the top spot. As they've been trading, those two have been trading that position for a little bit between the qualifying and the sprint race. So, but still holding on, right behind Juge. Frosty's here. He says, "I wish I could get into boat racing, but I don't have the stupid premium." Yeah, unfortunately, boat racing is a very technical thing, and you do in fact need the normal version of Minecraft to be able to race. But for now, you can watch the action as Demonatic still can't find his way around Juge. Let's see if the wall tap will help him. No, not too much. He might end up doing a double pit here if he can't get around Juge, because his pace is going to be dropping compared to 2-8, which is not something he wants if he wants to win this race. So we'll take a look. 2-8 has actually entered the pit, so let's take a look at what he's up to. He's going to get right behind Nug Frog. And I think he wanted to pit to get around him, but it seems to have worked the opposite of the way. So there we go. He's going to the Alpig pick there. He's going to try and make a fast one. How long is it? 2.7 seconds, so quite a bit slower than Demonatic had his. As he's going to get past Nug Frog, and of course, in the pit lane there. The mistake entering the box. We'll see where he ends up. Actually, it looks like Juge has pit, but Demonatic has not. So we'll see where these two end up nowadays. As, boy, it's just about dead even again, isn't it? Oh, there's an overtake, maybe? No, not quite. But this is the battle for the lead, and now Demonatic has a little bit of an edge with 1 lap that he could get behind 2-8 without actually being behind him with that undercut strategy, and it seems to have worked a little bit as these two battle it out on lap 7 of 8. They both need to pit this lap. Actually, just about everybody needs to pit. This lap, look at that. Please, you guys, you need to pit this time around. Both of these drivers will. And actually, at the moment, with the weird gimmick of the pit lane, where you could jump over people, it might be an advantage to be the one in second right now. Demonatic going for a big block stop, but it doesn't seem to work that well, and they're still dead even. Oh, that's a risk from Demonatic, and it's worked just a little bit, but not as much as he wanted to. 2-8, hold on just a little bit. Oh my gosh, these guys are dead even. You can see on the sidebar, a tick is separating these two. How close can it get between them? As they go for the falling wall top, they both get it. Demonatic pulls ahead a little bit. 2-8 might have a better exit there. No, not quite. Better turn through here for 2-8. Demonatic on the outside. They are dead even. It cannot be any closer. It literally says they're a tick apart. Or if not, they are right next to each other. But a little slip up there from Demon Addict. 2-8 pulling ahead. 3/10 now separate them as they're gonna both come through here. They should be entering the pit lane in just a minute here. Together, one by one, and it's gonna matter a lot. Demon Addict's thinking about how fast he did his earlier. And yeah. Oh, little wide there from Demon Addict. He gets bumped. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible from Demon Addict. Oh, he's gonna want that one back. That might have just cost him the entire race. Yep. So he's got a lot of work to do on this last lap of the race. Everyone needs to be entering the pit lane this lap. We shouldn't see anyone apart from Tumney and Brecky going on the main straight here. And there we go. There's everyone coming in right now. We'll have to see. So there's Demon Addict and 2-8. 3.2 seconds from 2-8. We didn't see Demon Addict do his yet, but here he comes. And right now, what's he going to get? It is a 2.1 seconds, so significantly faster, but it's not enough. Not enough yet, as we send it into the last lap of the race here between these two. As actually, they might get infiltrated by another driver. Oh, not quite. Oh, but Demon Addict does it. What's so unlucky for him? I think 2-8 might have this one. He's created such a gap, especially with that bump from the backmarker coming in. Terrible news for Demon Addict. He had this one ready for him to beat 2-8, but he had the opportunity. Unfortunately, not quite there yet. Let's take a look further down the order, though, as these guys will finish their last lap. Ilgus Amor and Adam trying to find a spot here. Gabe TM still holding off. He's still in a similar gap between him and those behind him. 32 Nova 7 seconds behind, so Gabe TM is looking at a podium position here. As, yeah. Oh, there's a mistake from 32 Nova. Uh-oh. That's an issue. He's going to drop right behind Adam with Iltis as well being in the fray. So Adam going to move up to 4th now. And, yeah, 10 seconds separate him and those in the podium. So here comes... Oh, yeah, all good there. Let's take a look at Demon Addict, this top spot, just one more time as he goes through the wall tap. Looks to be fine. I don't see anything happen. There's a lot of gap between these two, and this third sector, you can't make it up that quickly, and people don't really mess it up. So those two seem to have locked into that first 3 spots there. As for 4th, though, I mean, Adam has it right now. 32 Nova looking on the outside, trying to get in that 4th spot. And, oh, Omega Miz, big bump there. He's going to lose 2, 3, maybe 4 positions on the last lap, last sector, as these guys go around. So Tony and Onsets are locked in a 1v1 right now. There's a call still on the outside of this one, looking in. We'll see what they can do through this last turn. They're dead even right now through the last few turns. And there you go. You can see on the bottom left there, 2-8 has finished first, but we got to stay glued to this battle here. 2-8 has finished first position. Demon Addict in 2nd spot. Gabe TM finished at the podium. Adam should finish in 10 seconds or so. Excuse me, who's that right there? It's 13 Nova again! There's no way. He was in 4th before, but he might lose it to 2 more. How close can it be between these two? It's locked. It's dead even, and it's gonna be... Wait! No, 13 Nova again. He messes it up. He hasn't finished. He literally hasn't finished yet. What is he doing? Oh, no. Oh, you can't. He would have gotten 5th, but Iltis and Satomni will take that spot. He's not... Oh, 32 Nova. Oh, no. Satomni's looking at him. He's like, what happened? What happened there? And we missed all the action between the rest of them. Satomni and Onset. Satomni beat him by a tick. Larsakala, Mega Miz, Brecky, New Kiddo, Juge, T-Bosh, Nair, Minecraft just finished there. 15th spot. As those two are separated by a tick as well. Ferrari and Eternal Wind. 16th and 17th. 18th goes to Gabriel Live. Next, Simon will finish 20th. Not a good showing from him, unfortunately. As we have another battle between these two. Holy, and there's somebody on track that hopefully didn't cost Surge a Simon position. It did not. Just barely. 20th spot, 21st for Milk, 22nd for Journey Up. Harry Pizza, 23rd, Samuel. And 24th, Castle Bricks, and 25th. Man, oh man, there's so much action on that last lap of the race. We didn't see it all. and only got the best of it. Unfortunately, wish we had all the cameras, right? But the rest of Jarvis, there's Jealous at 26. Yeah, he's not happy with that one. You can tell with the instant disconnect. And yeah, 32 Nova just not wanting to finish. He was going for a spot there. And yeah, unlucky for him. He's probably really upset with himself in that last lap. He was in a position to get fourth spot on the start of that last lap. And he lost it all. Unfortunate for him. Of course, he did give up the last few positions, but he was going to finish probably 6th, 7th, or 8th. Honestly, could not tell, but he will end up in the back, choosing not to finish the race. You can see him. He's still sitting there right before the finish line as 27th passes him as well. Well, well, well. What a finale that one was. For the American Grand Prix. Excuse me, the United States Grand Prix. Now that it's called that. But I think that's all of our finishers. No, we got Nug Frog here. He's 31st right now. He's making his way. He's got another lap to go, actually. But yeah, we'll have those finished, and we got to get the rest of them sorted on the podium. Wherever the podium is it? Where is it? Is it right here? Yeah. We gotta wait till everyone finishes, unfortunately, to TP everyone. Come to the podium. I spelled it wrong, whatever. But yeah, there you have it. 2-8. We'll take this one, despite some scares from Demonatic, and a little bit of unluckiness on that last lap from him, too. To get Demonatic only in 2nd spot. But still, great showing from him. Adam will take 3rd, excuse me, Gabe TM. I believe it's his first podium at FC2. He will be in 3rd spot. There, 28th, 29th finish. There's Captain Chunks in 13th. Finally decided to finish. You will earn 29th. Shirks is asking, the main race was just a sprint. That was the main race. That was the main race. And we'll wrap it up as we have Kawau. I don't believe he is racing. We should have the frog. What's his name? What's his Nug Frog? He should be the last one finishing. As we are gonna wait. All right, let's take a look. TP. No, there he is. He's on his last lap here. Where is he? He's come. He's on the 2nd sector right now. There's his here. He says New Kid is streaming. Nice job. To New Kid. We didn't see him too much action. He finished 11th in this race. Not too bad from him. As yeah, we're gonna watch Nug Frog finish his last lap. Gamer's here. He says GG from 22nd to 18th. Not too bad there. As well. But yeah, crazy stuff there. Lots of really close battles in that last turn. Too bad we couldn't see it all. But the sprint race does make things interesting, eh? It flips things around. It makes things a little chaotic. A little you don't really know what's gonna happen, and I love that the most. A little scary too, right? Of course, the one-shot quality is one of the most scary things you can witness, especially on tracks that do have these tricky sectors. Like, you know, some of these turns here in COTA. But, yeah, the Nug Frog's coming through. Last few turns here. He's almost done. He is almost done here. But, we can look further ahead briefly while he finishes his lap. We've got a triple header starting with the U.S. Grand Prix. And then we'll move on to what I believe is Mexico. And then another race after that. That should be, is my guess, is it Qatar? Doesn't seem right, but maybe it is. Or Sao Paulo. I'm not sure. But Nug Frog will finish his lap. There we go. He will cross the line there. And I believe that is everyone except Demon the Kong. There we go. Everyone finished. All right, we can TP everyone here. /TP at A to me. Everyone get in here. There we go. Everyone, everyone get on. Can we have someone teleport the winners? Of course, that is TP2818 to me. There we go. There's 2. Oh, he's flying around. Okay. TP Demonatic to me. And And who was our third? Gave TM 2P. Gave TM 2 me. There we go. Somebody gave out the snowballs. There they are. Get on the podium, guys. We can celebrate the impressive work from 2A defending what may have been stolen from Demon Attic, who earns a good second spot. Gabe TM will be proud of the third spot. Not much action he needed to do, but if he held his pace, which he did, he would have earned a great third spot, which of course he did. So everyone's celebrating, throw out the champagne and all that as we wrap up the US Grand Prix. That was a good race, I feel. I feel it's pretty great. We will see you next time. Next week, the next Sunday, we have the triple header. It will be in Mexico. It's a flat track, which we haven't had in a while, which means we don't need boat utils, which means you don't have to do any mod setup, any of that garbage to race. I really would like to see everyone there. Last year was one of the most amazing races we've had in the season. There were so many people in that Mexican Grand Prix that hopefully we can replicate it again with it this year. And of course, we're a little bit more expectant since we usually get 30 drivers this season. And so we can push for 40 maybe, right? We can push for 40 next week. Yeah? Can we train on the Mexico map? Yes, you can. It should be up. Mexico 2034 beta. Should we take a look? Here we have it. Quick look, as everyone will instantly do the standard. They will vote for a race on the track. So there's Mexico City. I love the stadium section through here, but we'll wrap it up for the US Grand Prix. So we'll see you next week here in Mexico on this exact track. It's going to be a good one, I feel, but we'll have to end it here. Enjoy your F1, guys. Unfortunately, we had to, schedule the race during this time, but I thank you all for hanging out here instead of, having the F1 race on record. So we'll see you there next week. Good luck, everybody, and happy practicing, happy racing, whatever it may be. We'll see you there. All right. Goodbye now. Goodbye.